November 2014, a disturbing event took place in Cleveland, Ohio. A young 12-year-old boy named Tamir Rice was playing with an airsoft replica gun at the Cudell Recreation Center, which lacked the orange tip indicating it was a toy, making it resemble a real firearm. Someone called the police and reported a guy with a pistol just like that, mentioning twice that the gun was probably fake and the person was probably a juvenile. But this crucial information was not relayed to the responding officers. Officers Timothy Loehmann and Frank Garmbach arrived at the scene around 3:30 p.m. and drove their patrol car directly up to Tamir. A tactical error that left little room for de-escalation, and this happened.
Probably a juvenile, you know. And he keeps pulling it in and out of his pants. I don't know if it's real or not. Well,
okay, what's gonna count it?
Within moments of their arrival, Loehmann discharged his weapon, striking Tamir in the abdomen. The kid sustained critical injuries that unfortunately proved fatal the next day at Metro Health Medical Center, with medical reports documenting trauma to the torso and injuries to major vessels, intestines, and pelvis. The officers did not check his vital signs or perform first aid, and an FBI agent arriving 4 minutes later was the first to tend to him. Emergency medical services arrived 8 minutes after the shooting, despite Officer Garmbach requesting help at least 7 times. Later, an FBI agent arrived to tend to him, with emergency medical services arriving 8 minutes after the shooting. Additionally, Tamir's 14-year-old sister was tackled and handcuffed, and his mother, Samaria Rice, was threatened with arrest unless she calmed down, exacerbating the family's trauma.
It's a lot to deal with, you know. America has taken away from me of what my son would look like as a teenager and a young man and even an old man. I don't know what my son gonna never look like. I only got the vision of him being 12. So that's a lot of pain that I deal with on a daily basis as I see other children growing, other little boys playing and kids playing. It's hard sometimes. It's very hard.
Now, the case went to court, and the grand jury declined to indict the officers, which sparked outrage and criticism. The Justice Department investigated the case and, after a 5-year-long investigation, announced on December 29, 2020, that there was insufficient evidence to pursue criminal charges against the officers. The department cited the poor quality of the video footage, which was grainy and non-continuous, and disagreement on Tamir's actions, though all agreed his hands were near his waist. However, the officers had a past history, which in a way made this case even more tragic.
As I'm driving through there, following, I keep telling my rookie, I go, he's gonna run, be prepared, he's gonna run. As I get closer and closer, the kid stops and turns and faces us. At this time, I can hear Patrolman Loehmann yelling, "Show me your hands, show me your hands, show me your hands." I can see through here the kid reaching, pulling. Take your time. I didn't know it was a kid. I could see him pulling the gun out of his waistband. I don't know if I was in the car or out of the car. I can still see him through the window. I heard 2 shots. How many shots?
Officer Loehmann was fired for withholding information on his application. specifically not disclosing a previous resignation from the Independence Police Department after a dangerous loss of composure during firearms training due to emotional distress. Officer Garmbach faced administrative charges for failing to employ proper tactics, such as driving over the curb and within feet of Tamir, and not informing dispatchers upon arrival.
First you see him, the male matching description, but then you see the gun, and then now he's, walking away, and now, he's presenting the gun, he's pulling out his waistband, so your levels were getting higher and higher and higher, and the threat just became incredible. Where, I had to, make the decision fast because Frank and I were in immediate danger. If the subject did pull out the gun and present it and, point it towards us, I would have been shot, and possibly my friend, my partner would have been shot, especially due to the close proximity that we were at. We were easy targets, and plus I was stuck in the doorway and my partner was still seated in the driver's seat, so we were basically sitting ducks.
The city of Cleveland reached a settlement with the Rice family for $6 million in 2016, paid in 2 yearly installments of $3 million each, with $5.5 million going to Tamir's estate and $250,000 each to his mother and sister, under an agreement admitting no wrongdoing. This was the largest settlement in the city's history at that time, with significant public and legal pressure at the time. Honestly, this case exposed multiple layers of failures, starting with the 911 system's miscommunication, where crucial caveats about the gun being fake and Tamir being a juvenile were not relayed, a point underscored by the dispatcher's later suspension. The tactical approach, driving close to Tamir, was a major error, leaving officers with no cover and escalating the situation rapidly, as evidenced by the shooting occurring within 2 seconds of their exit, the failure to perform first aid post-shooting, with officers not checking vital signs and an FBI agent being the first responder, highlighted a lack of protocol adherence. The Cleveland Police Department planned to add 250 more officers and hired new staff, consultants, and a monitoring team to oversee reform efforts and make changes to the department's policies and training. On November 8, 2022, a quiet 2-story residential area was destroyed by a chaotic structure fire. For those who don't know, a structure fire is a fire that happens in a building. It can start due to many reasons, like electrical problems, smoking, or accidental sparks. Millers Falls, a small village in Franklin County, Massachusetts, faced a tragic 2-alarm structure fire. The fire reportedly started around 4:45 p.m. It began suddenly, with family members inside the house noticing an electrical smell, a detail later confirmed by Tina Verscott, one of the family members. Tina and nearby neighbors tried to use a fire extinguisher when they saw the smoke, but the fire grew so fast that they had to leave the house. During the evacuation, Tina Verscott's mother, 65-year-old Deborah Verscott, was trapped inside the home, according to official reports from the Massachusetts Department of Fire Services. Firefighters saw heavy fire conditions upon arrival and quickly started fighting the blaze. Despite their efforts, the building suffered severe damage and collapsed. The fire was kept to the original building, but the damage was huge, displacing all residents and causing the death of 65-year-old Deborah Verscott, who was found inside the home. Many people criticized the fire department for not acting fast enough and for not saving Deborah Verscott. However, the fire department defended their actions, saying they did everything they could to save lives and property. It's also important to note that Millers Falls is a small town with a small fire department, which made it hard to respond to the fire quickly. The fast spread of the fire is believed to be due to several factors, including the type of construction and possible ignition sources. An investigation by the Turners Falls Fire Department, state police from the State Fire Marshal's Office, and the Northwestern District Attorney's Office found early evidence suggesting no foul play. However, family reports of an electrical smell suggest a possible electrical fault as the cause, though no final conclusion was shared publicly, possibly due to the local nature of the investigation or lack of updates in major news. The fire displaced all residents, and the family lost all their belongings.
To know that everything that we had, including my mom, is gone. It's pure torture. It smelled electric. You know, the electrical fire smell that you smell. And I said to my husband, I said, well, maybe it's behind our bed because I seen a little bit of smoke. So I grabbed the fire extinguisher, threw it at him, and he sprayed it. Nothing. He opened our front our door to go down the stairs, and big black smoke just hit us.
The local community came together to support the family through GoFundMe pages and other help. Later, the family moved into a new home, and the community helped them rebuild their lives, but the loss of Deborah Verscott still haunts the family. On August 16, 2012, Day Davis, whose full name was Lawrence Daquan Davis, was a recent high school graduate from Jacksonville, Florida, who had completed a federal job training program through Job Corps. Excited about his first job, he was hired by Remedy Intelligence Staffing, a temp agency, to work at Bacardi's bottling facility in Warehouse Number 7. The facility, known for bottling Bacardi rum distributed across North America, was a significant opportunity for Davis, who aimed to support his family and start a life with his fiancée, Alicia Lloyd. His mother, Tonya Washington, and sister, Nia, were supportive, encouraging him not to mess up on this new venture. On his first day, Davis underwent a brief 15-minute orientation video, which was his only training before being assigned tasks around heavy machinery and bottling equipment. Now, everything was going well. Davis was learning the ropes and fitting in well with his coworkers, but at approximately 4:49 p.m., just 90 minutes into his shift, Davis was instructed to clean glass from broken bottles clogging the palletizer, a machine that stacks cases of rum bottles for shipping. There were already a lot of broken bottles and shattered glass on the floor, and the palletizer was already clogged. While under the hoist, another worker restarted the machine, unaware that Davis was still underneath. The 2,000-pound platform, carrying 60 cases of rum bottles, crushed him, leading to his immediate death on the factory floor. Following the incident, Occupational Safety and Health Administration conducted an investigation and cited Bacardi Bottling Corporation with 12 safety violations, including 2 willful violations, which imply intentional disregard or knowledge of hazardous conditions. The company was fined $192,000, a significant amount compared to the median penalty of $6,000 for worker fatality cases. Bacardi failed to train temporary workers on safely operating the palletizer and ensuring it could not be accidentally started. However, later the company settled for $110,000, agreeing to establish and continue safety and health programs, including self-inspection and training, as part of a settlement with regulatory agency. This incident deeply affected Davis's family, with his mother, Tonya Washington, and fiancée, Alicia Lloyd, left to grapple with the loss of a loved one and the questions surrounding safety protocols in the workplace. As of now, there is no clear public record of a lawsuit or settlement with the family, with some sources suggesting justice may not have been fully served, implying potential corporate negligence. It was his first job, first day, first shift, and first time working with heavy machinery, and it was unfortunate that it ended in tragedy.